StockPulse Newsroom. We are talking Scottie Resources. That's SCOT, Toronto Venture Exchange, SCTSF on the OTCQB in the States. And I've got Brad Rourke, the CEO here, and he's been busy all summer here, working, of course, Blueberry here. Some fantastic numbers here to report, Brad. So it's been a while, I guess. Go back to the start here. Tell us about your exploration season and what's important.
Sure. So, we started drilling just early July, and up until this season, 2022 season, we've been hunting on maybe 4 different zones, and we finally found something that we could really lean into, being the Blueberry. Kind of redefined what we initially thought we bought 3-4 years ago. And Thomas Mumford came up with some theories. We tested those theories in the 2021 season, that we weren't chasing something basically east-west. The system's happening north-south. We tested that. We had a lot of great success in 2021. Unfortunately, the market was the way it is. It's been very challenging for us junior exploration companies, Scottie and everybody alike. But come 2022, we really leaned into that, and I still have 3 drills turning as we speak. I think we take those off the mountain here in the next 4 or 5 days. But, we're going to have, let's call it 17,000 meter drill program this year, and mostly just focused on the Blueberry. It's our lowest hanging fruit. There's very little helicopters involved, so it's, attractively priced. We're just trying to do everything we can to get through a season and not pull back on our drill program, as we've seen a lot of people have been, just because of economics. It's really, really tough out there for all the junior companies. But we made a decision about 3 weeks ago, and we were liking what we're seeing. The drilling was going very well. And we just said, you know what? We're in the business of drilling holes. We can't control the market. So at the very least, we're going to have more news than anybody. And we have a whole bunch of confidence in the Blueberry zone, this new contact zone. And as you can see, we've already released two news releases. Everybody's claiming, assays are a problem, but a little company like me, I've already put out 2. So, we're excited. And there's still, my goodness, there's still 75 holes that I haven't seen. So that's exciting to get that and people to understand that, that's coming. And we just haven't, we've done very, very well at Blueberry. The numbers speak for themselves. And I don't have to be better, but even if we're just consistent with what we've been producing over the last couple of seasons, math doesn't lie, and we think we're going to open up the eyes, and eyes are opening up. I just announced a little financing, and I was quite scared going into Beaver Creek last week, going, okay, very challenging, but oh my gosh, we were very flattered. We closed that thing up, oversubscribed, and mostly with just insiders, which is nice, all existing shareholders. So at least we got a little bit of, a vote of confidence from the people who have been supporting us thus far. So we're feeling very fortunate and excited. Like I say, market's pretty horrible. I can't control the scoreboard, but what we can control is try and manage that money properly, get as many meters as we can in, and visually from our end, I mean, we've been drilling this asset for 4 years. Theoretically, we should be getting smarter every day. We love seeing the structure, that it was where we hit. Doesn't always run, but so far so good. We put out our first 6 holes. I'm probably at just over 80 holes drilled right now today. And we're happy with all 6. And they're not all in some cluster. If you look at where the distribution of those holes are, if anybody cares to look, you can get excited really easy. We just pushed the depth of this down. We just added 60% of depth with the hole that we just put out. And it was a serious step down. It was 140 meters from the deepest hole that we drilled before. And we came up with a 177 gram meter hole. We reported it at 7 grams over 24 and a half meters. But I mean, there was 3 in it. You got to, as geologists, or you get to pick these numbers. We figured that was the most representative, but I mean, amongst the board, I could have put 22 grams over 6 meters or 31 grams over 3.5 meters. So you pick one. They're all good intercepts. But when you know it was 140 meter step down, that's not drilling sure things. That's exploring and very consistent with what we found last year. Last year, we did a rogue deep hole that was really far away from anything else. And it was over a 200 gram meter hole. If I remember correctly, it's 15 grams over 13 meters. Well, we went down under 140 meters from that intercept and got, a little bit less, but still bonanza grades by anybody's stretch of the imagination. Very good. And then, on the north end of the Blueberry, we did a 25 meter step down from kind of our highest grades that we ended the season with. And again, as a company, I wanted my first hole to be good. It's not a twinned hole. It's a full, all our drilling's compliant for when the market's going to demand a resource from us. So it's a 25 meter step down from the northern end of that Blueberry. We hit 13 grams over 12 meters. So very, very, extremely respectable. The next one that you can expect on the northern end is 100 meter step down. And then more importantly, what we're excited to get, and these should be our next set of assays that we receive, which we believe are going to be coming soon. It'll be now along strike. The first two are kind of pushing the 720 meters of strike, but we've stepped out to 1.4 kilometers of strikes. And again, we like what we see. But, if we start hitting a long strike, have the same sort of success, I think people are going to get very excited very quick. We're no longer, we're hunting elephants and maybe we're finding them. So we're excited to get the news out. You can't believe how excited I am because we just have all these assays coming, and it should be coming pretty fast and furious. I wish the market was better. We put out these 2 boomer holes already this year. Stock doesn't move, but we do know who's buying the stock, and we just have some strong hands accumulating bigger and bigger positions, or so they say. So it's exciting times. It's never perfect, but it's a lot better than the alternative. And we're having high grade. We have consistency with what we're hitting. You can start looking at that Blueberry asset as going to be very interesting to many people around the world right now.
Yeah, so I guess let's consolidate a message here. All kinds of reasons here to believe that we're at or near a bottom. So the price is certainly right. Your attitude's changed here. You go to Beaver Creek. You've got an oversubscribed financing where most guys are maybe pulling drills back. You're swinging here, a true treasure hunter here. So I guess talk to that audience that's looking for something to do. You just laid out a lot of reasons to own Scottie, but hit them with a quick message here, Brad.
Well, this is my 7th year on this project, so it's really easy to do diligence about my commitment to it. I haven't lost faith at all in the macro of let's just talk the gold markets and the financial markets. Again, I'm a very poor timer, but the information hasn't changed. I haven't lost any enthusiasm, except that I'm shocked that the price of gold. I actually don't complain about the price of gold, whether it's 1650, 17, 1800. It's all a good price. The first 60% of my time at Scottie, we couldn't get through 1340. So, and I look at, the free cash flow coming from the major companies, it's shocking. They're making lots of money. You're going to see more in M&A because you can only dividend so much. You can only buy back so much. But these companies are making a very, very healthy money, but more than they ever have. That's from what I can see and when I read the tea leaves. Central banks are still buying gold around the world. So gold will have its day. We're living in very interesting times right now. But I do believe, I haven't lost any faith. So we're in the right area. It's right now survival for a lot of companies. And we just, time is going to tell if we were smart, but we expanded our program because we believe, and we just think, the good projects are always going to be getting the attention that you need. And there is no retail market right now. And if I was to give investment advice, which I never done, but I've lived quite successfully off the stock market for 30 years, this is the time, when it's the hardest to buy, is the time to do it. But when you look at the like who's been supporting us, of which we've never had, I mean, nobody even heard of me in 2019. We've got Yaman owns 10%. Eric Sprott owns over 10%. I have a Swiss Family Home Office owns 10%, and they've always maintained their positions. And then now we have the bigger funds. It's Phoenix Gold Fund came in. We have CDF. Those are real hard nuts to crack, especially for little guys like us. And then you'll see when we officially close this financing, yet again, another bigger fund that doesn't usually support little exploration stories like us. So they like the story. They're a lot smarter than I am. They like the team. Obviously, it's not on a whim. A lot of technical conversations. And so we're feeling flattered that the more committed people to the industry in the long run are seeing what we see. And they're supporting us thus far. So we're lucky. Again, the market hasn't been fun, but we survive. We're in no duress whatsoever. Another little thing that people may not know, just to kind of articulate how much confidence Scottie has, is we're royalty free. We bought our royalties back about 3 months ago. And that's why I did the financing is I didn't plan on spending 1.6 million of our hard dollars, but that opportunity come up. I've been working on it for years. And I just went, I didn't have to think twice. I didn't even speak to the board. I know it was a good deal. So, Scottie being royalty free is quite an anomaly for when you're talking about a past producing gold mine. And then you can fill in the blanks. Just get a grade calculator and start looking at our Blueberry asset. And, it's on surface. We're sandwiching 2 mills. I'm not interested. I mean, it gives us optionality. Let's say I did want to move 1%. But I think right now, that's optionality that we'd only use if we had to. And the market, might be a little bit dilutionary, but I think that royalty, it can be very exciting very soon, because you can look at that ore with a shorter time frame than perhaps some of these other royalties are experiencing right now. So we think we have a real gem there that we're going to hold on to for dear life. And again, we just have optionality. We have such a large land package. There's 7 past producing mines on our tenure. We have 53,000 hectares in the southern end of the Golden Triangle. And we really just working, 5% of the lands total, and come like the exploration potential for what we have. But I think what's going to underpin this company is you're about 2-3 months away. And then, hopefully we just be consistent with how we've been doing it. There's no reason why we wouldn't be. We're kind of gone to that. We're going to go to the next stage for sure, because we've kind of cleaned up what we said we're always going to do, and we're very very pleased. Knock on wood, but I haven't seen those assays yet. But again, it seems to be playing out quite well now. So yeah, and heck, you can buy me for 2 cents above what you could have bought this company for before I ever drilled a single hole. And we pretty much have just under 40,000 meters of successful drilling in a very difficult area. That's, again, we focused solely on Blueberry, but that's just economics. As soon as we get a proper valuation, we're right back at Domino, right back at Scottie. We're not walking away from the success we had in the Georgia River. All 3 of those other zones have, would be as good as a lot of exploration companies' main asset. So we're blessed. We're in the right area. We've been drilling it. Again, we just completed our 4th year. We're getting better, smarter. Theoretically, we should, and the results are speaking for themselves.
A lot of meters to come here, and we'll certainly pay attention, and fingers crossed on those assays. So hunting hidden treasures in British Columbia there. Scottie Resource, SCOT, Toronto Venture Exchange, SCTSF on the OTCQB in the States. Brad, appreciate that very in-depth update, and certainly pay attention to the wire, and we'll be back soon.
I sure appreciate you giving me the time of day, Rob.